when we say IT business continuity, um, it's a part of business continuity plan. The mother of it is called business continuity plan. That is, in short, we call BCP. And so BCP is very important for every organization. Every business has to have a BCP plan for it to be able to stand in terms of either pandemic or cyber attacks. So ICT being ICT continuity planning, being part of business continuity plan to affirm the systems and the information technology devices that are in the organization or the business to withstand disasters, natural disasters, or cyber attacks. Yes, please.
So is it mandatory that all organizations should have it?
Yes, it's mandatory for every business who want to still survive, even whether they are attacked or the natural disaster occurs to them. Let me take this for example. You see the pandemic that we all have, the COVID-19 pandemic. Was wake up one day and we've been told that we cannot be moving around like how we used to. We cannot even join taxis and trotros or even to go to work, as it's where more than few numbers are gathered. The pandemic, brought something like we were trying to prevent people to gather for a place, either working or, just to prevent people not to come closer. So some businesses were seriously affected by this, and some businesses to gain from this because businesses that they were having their BCP plans rolled it out and even asked some their workers to work from home because they have BCP plans. The pandemic was not too much to them like organizations that do not have BCP plan. They were now looking at, because if you don't have a BCP plan, that tells you how you can, overcome such disasters or such attacks. What are you going to do as a business? Are you going to shut up? If you shut down, does it mean all the investment that you've done all these years should go in vain? Who's going to take care of your clients or your customers? So BCP plan is very important for every organization, and it's a must that every organization needs to have if only you want to sustain in business. For instance, if a bank is under a serious attack, does it mean the bank should shut down? If it shut down, how will people get their deposit? How can people deposit and withdraw? What happens to the monies that are already with them? So there should be ways out rolled by the companies or the organizations in order to take care of all these things. So in case such incidents happened, you just roll it out in order to still maintain and save your clients, for your business to still strive.
Okay.
Therefore, it is like I said, it is very necessary and very important for every business to have a plan, because out of the plan there are strategies and then implementation of certain ideas that the plan committee has set up, and it has been agreed by senior management of the institutions or the organizations. And it has been well tested, and it has been seen that it will work. So it is very important for every organization to have a BCP plan. Steps in which you can drive IT business continuity plan, and these steps need to be followed so that you can achieve your goal. I mean,
Okay.
your goal by what you intend to set for the company or the organization. One, you need to prepare. You need to prepare the organization that we need this and it's a must that we need to have. Two, you need to take decision that since we need it, it is very necessary for us to have. And there should be some communication to the employees and then even the owners of the organization for an understanding to be achieved. And there should be um, after the planning, there should be execution so that at the end of the day, whatever you've planned for will achieve the purpose in which you set the committee for. And afterwards, you need to monitor whatever that you have rolled it out for us to see what we prepared for. Is it working? Is it working for good or bad? So this is for the start to have the mindset, but to achieve your aim, you need to establish a planning committee. You have to establish a planning committee about how they will be in charge of the continuity plan that you wish for. And this committee, they will conduct business impact analysis. We call it BIA. They will survey the business, what you do, your client side, the risk assessment. They will take care of all these things. They will assess all of this, and then again they will mitigate the risk. They will look into all the risk that has been assessed and then mitigate as in how we can overcome such risk. Then they should define a strategic plan. Then, like, you establish a strategic plan for all this risk that has been identified. Then you develop your plan. So you develop the plan and then you implement the plan. You try to implement the plan to test it to see whether the plan that you have, uh, you know, you've made is going to work for the organization. So this one you test it not when you have pandemic or natural disaster. You test it to see. So in case we have a pandemic or natural disaster, how is it going to be so that you know the lapses to overcome it before you have pandemic or the natural disaster, because we all don't know what is ahead of us. Like we said earlier, nobody knew that there's going to be anything called COVID-19. So if you don't have a plan, in place, organizations that do not have severely had their share. Some companies have collapsed because they did not see the importance of having BCP plan. So these are the steps. You establish a committee, you conduct a business impact analysis, you mitigate the risk, you define your BCP strategy, and then you develop a plan, you implement the plan, and you test the plan. These are the steps that every business or organization needs to go through in order to achieve a renowned and a successful business continuity plan. The IT business continuity plan simply takes care of information technology systems in the organization or the business, that for computers, networks, and any devices that are used in the organization. IT business continuity plan takes care of it. They have plans for them. So in case of any attacks, any pandemic, or any privacy breach, or network failure, or data loss, or natural disaster. This plan has the information technology aspect of the business to still work, you know, in order to survive the company.